today we're going to be reacting to the Megan 2.0 final trailer, which ended up dropping, I believe, either yesterday or like the day prior. So it ended up dropping about 12 hours ago. So earlier today ended up dropping. You know, it just looks like we're getting a sequel to a movie that, frankly, I don't know who asked for a Megan 2.0. So I did watch the first movie. I did sit down and go through Megan at the theater. In my opinion, honestly, it was like more of a comedy than it was a horror movie to me. Like I just was having a blast just laughing at some of the absurdity on the scenes that we were able to catch. You know, like just the fact that Megan as a robot, you know, like the way that she was acting, like the way that the plot kind of transgressed and how she was engaging, just being like the main villain of the story in the first movie. It just felt super silly to me, man. Like I just couldn't take it seriously as a horror film. I didn't think that Megan was a bad movie, but I also didn't really think that it needed to progress based on how it ended. You know, like I thought that the ending was pretty decent for what the movie was. And so here we are with Megan 2.0. Now, I have already seen a couple of trailers leading up to this. You know, when we go to the movie theaters, we have definitely caught Megan 2.0 trailers a significant amount of times. And so I'm kind of fed up with, you know, Megan 2.0 being pushed as hard as it has been, right? I'm assuming that Universal Pictures has invested a pretty decent amount of money into this one. And so they're trying to get their money's worth back, right? And so with the second one, based on the trailers that I have seen previously, it looks like Megan is going to be painted as like the hero of the film, right? Like she's going to be the robot that's going to be fighting the other bat robot that's gonna try to come in and you know kill you know like the little girl from the first movie, and I can't remember her name, so do forgive me guys for not knowing these details right off the bat. But I sincerely just thought it was such a stupid idea, right? Like when I first saw the first trailer that I reacted to on this on my Twitch channel, which you guys can check out if you want on the description in the video. I'll have the link there if you guys want to go ahead and check out my content for gaming, and we also watch trailers and react with the community. But anywho, so I just don't feel that it's going to be one of those good ideas being executed correctly. I mean, I think I am going to end up catching it at the theater. I think it would be worth just going and seeing what they're able to do with it. But just based on the first trailers that I have seen on Megan 2.0, I honestly, sincerely do think it's going to be like a massive flop, man. I don't think it's going to be well received. It just looks really freaking silly. And I think they definitely went away from the horror and they have pushed it more towards like the ridiculous. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the trailer here for Megan 2.0 and let's see what we have here. Let's check it out. Final trailer.
Yes, it's me.
And so that's like a big box.
My path to personal growth has been paved with disappointment.
So she basically started killing right from the get-go.
Was that I cared too much?
And then she ends up getting kind of betrayed, right? Like in the first one.
Alright, I'm gonna put this in terms you can understand.
Damn.
Killer robot. Amelia's strong.
Looks like there's another one. Amelia.
She's coming after anyone who can stop her.
Damn.
Including you, Gemma. Which, you know.
So I guess like the whole concept of like the other robot is that she's supposed to be more evil. You know what I mean? Like just more evil than Megan, which is pretty silly in its own right.
Katie. Amelia didn't think of one thing though. Here's a clue. It's Megan, bitch.
I just feel like it's so silly, man. Like with the cursing at it and like Megan just being taller.
Why would you want to help us after what we did to you?
She looks like mechanic with like the costume, but all right, let's play ball here.
She's the only thing that matters to me.
I guess I must be your chance at redemption. I'm sure you had no intention of murdering people. Right?
Yeah, about that.
Right? Megan.
So she's just worried about saving Katie, and that's the name of the little girl. So again, it just feels very silly. It just feels like they ran out of ideas with the first one, and now they're just trying to force like a narrative with like a second evil robot. So
I want you to know.
it doesn't really look like Megan is gonna be fully good. You know, which was the perception that I had originally, was that they were gonna make her like a full, I guess, superhero in a way. Like those fighting scenes just make this feel like it's an action movie, and I think the whole selling point of the first one was like the horror feel that it had to it, right? It just feels so silly, man. Like really, really, really freaking silly. So it looks like it's gonna be dropping on June 27, from what I can tell here. Yeah, June 27. So it's another release in June, 3 weeks from now. They ended up releasing like the popcorn bucket already. I don't know if you guys have already seen the popcorn bucket, but they did release it. It looks like it's just mainly focused on like her head opening in half, and then like the popcorn is right in like the middle of like the head and into the body. I think it's a little bit of a crappy design. I don't think it looks very good, but you know, if you need a popcorn bucket, then you have an option there. Now, again, just watching the final trailer, I think that the understanding of how they're going to proceed with Megan is cleared up. They're not going to make her a whole blown superhero. They're not going to focus on making her like the good guy. But at the same time, just some of the scenes that we see in there, just make it feel extremely forced on like the comedy side. And perhaps what they observed and noticed with the first one, right, which again was supposed to be mainly a horror film, was that it didn't work as a horror. It ended up working more of like as a comedic element maybe. And so they decided to just kind of follow that gimmick and proceed into the second one with more of like let's just give you ridiculous crap, right? I sincerely don't think it's gonna do well. I think it's going to be one of those that the plot's gonna be garbage and it's going to feel forced, and I think that a lot of reviewers are going to be able to pick up on that, right? Um, at least with the first one, you kind of gave it a shot because you kind of felt like you knew what it was, and there were some elements of that. But with this one here, it just looks like it's lost. It looks like it kind of lets go of its purpose, right? Like of hey, like there's this robot that wanted to kill everybody in the first movie, and now you give her the opportunity to help you and she's still murdering people. So like I do think that the plot's gonna be very messy. I feel like this might be one of those that does very well on opening weekend, because obviously with the IP and the way that they have been, leading into this film, it's going to do okay. I think people are gonna get curious about watching it, but I don't know that this is going to be a big return of investment. Now I might be wrong, right? Like into the future, maybe future McMuffins comes back and acknowledges that hey, like past McMuffins was wrong. This was actually a big hit, but I sincerely don't think that this is going to be one of those that I would expect to do relatively well. I'm interested in catching it. I wouldn't say that it's going to be a super priority for me to go and see it, because I frankly don't know that I will be enjoying a lot of like the direction with the plot. But I might just wait, see some scores, see what some people think, and then make a shot call based on that. But definitely on June 27th, get your tickets now. Hold on to your body parts is what it sounds like. Like the approach to like the language. Like I think the script is basically very childish, and we'll see where this movie goes. But it's not looking very good, at least in my opinion. But with that in mind, guys, that is going to be my reaction for Megan 2.0, the final trailer. If you guys did enjoy this trailer and you want to see more content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the live notification icon so you guys stay up to date when I release more content in the future. And let me know in the comments, if you have already seen this trailer, what were your thoughts? Do you think that Megan is going to deliver solid on the second one? Do you feel that this was something that almost feels forced and it's not going to do very well? What do you think about the concept of Megan being turned into a bit of a superhero, I guess, and some of the scenes just looking straight out of like a James Bond movie? Let me know in the comments. But with that in mind, guys, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the video, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.